So, this is the first video in a series where I'll be documenting my build process of a pop-up camper for my truck. So, in this video, I'll go over how I decided to go with a pop-up system on a truck, and I'll dive into the details of my design and my plans. I mostly plan on using this build for climbing trips, but I also want to be able to use it as a daily driver. I usually live in urban areas, usually cities. Right now, I'm going to be living near San Francisco, so I wanted something reasonably sized. This definitely ruled out RVs, and mostly ruled out full-sized vans. I also wanted something decently fuel efficient, as I'll be driving it in the city daily and on really long highway road trips. So I was initially looking at converting SUVs and minivans, but I really liked the idea of having at least a little bit of standing space, and I also liked the idea of it being able to build something that kind of resembled a workspace, so I could potentially work inside of this build or some sort of compartment in there. The SUVs and minivans didn't really fit that description, and the vans were a bit too tall for me, or a bit too big. But then I found the Ford Maverick, which is a hybrid, front-wheel drive, mid-size small truck. It gets around 41 miles per gallon, it has a 4.5-foot bed, so it's kind of the perfect platform. One thing to note is that the Maverick is more of a car than a truck. Its off-roading capabilities aren't that great, but I don't really plan on doing much off-roading. I really just need it to get me around the dirt trails of public lands and maybe some overgrown driveways and things like that. So with that decided, I moved on to kind of visualizing what I wanted out of a pop-up camper system. And there are two main features that I wanted. I wanted hard walls in the pop-up section for insulation, as I'll usually be camping in either deserts or mountains where it's either going to be really hot or really cold. And I wanted barn doors for easy access. I was looking into offerings from companies like Oru and Hiatus, and they were just way out of my budget. Once you factored in the windows, the fans, the doors, they usually came to around $15,000 to $20,000. Both are really great builds, and if I had the money, I'd probably go with a Hiatus, but I just don't. So I ended up buying DIY plans from Kit Camper, and they turned out to be really great. The plans include a parametric spreadsheet and CAD files for the full design. This was a great foundation, and I was able to easily modify the plans to add the double doors and the hard walls, and I actually created my own parametric CAD file to visualize it all. And for some details on these plans, the frame will be built out of aluminum extrusion, and then ACM panels will be glued and bolted onto the sides. The doors and the pop-up walls needed a bit of trial and error, so I decided to build those out of wood, as I could kind of shave things down easily if they weren't quite to size. And so I'll just be building the wooden frame and then gluing aluminum paneling to the side, and every wall will have insulation in between. For the pop-up walls, I'm going to be attempting to emulate the Hiatus system, where each wall is attached and they kind of fold into each other. I think the design is genius, and it allows for large windows on every wall, so the sides and the front and backs can have some really big windows, and having all of the walls connected makes weatherproofing a lot easier. This is going to take a lot of trial and error, so these are also, like I said, being built out of wood. So in the next video, I'm going to kind of show what I've done so far, because I haven't really been too focused on making videos. I've kind of just been too excited to actually sit down and edit something, but I've been taking some video, and then hopefully I'll be making a video every day or every week to update on the progress.